people are thinking about in their heads, the comparison between Donald Trump and Dick Cheney, are very real. And I realize, being as how I'm a little older now, I lived through some stuff, so nobody can tell me anything other than what I saw, what I experienced. I forgot there was people that was born after 9/11, to be honest with you. I forgot. I remember there was a good point in my life where I was like, damn, you wasn't around for 9/11? And that's important because a lot of people don't understand the ramifications of Dick Cheney's decisions. That man had a lot of power, and what he did with that power changed us, changed the course of this country forever. We are still dealing with the ramifications of what Dick Cheney did 10, 15, 2000, 20, 15, 20 years ago. And what he did and what Donald Trump is doing are damn near the same thing. And I'm going to explain to you in what sense I'm talking about. What up, Trav? Trav is in the building. Hey, yo, hell is burning a lot brighter today with Dick Cheney looking up at us right now. And I'm going to tell you why the vitriol is so strong. You ain't never seen me come on this channel talking any type of way about nobody that's passed away. And I'm not going to push it too far. I'm not going to get too crazy on them. But we smoking on the Cheney pack. And I'm going to tell you why for you young bucks that wouldn't understand. All right. Dick Cheney, his decisions, well, more so lies. His lies about bringing us into the war in Iraq is almost the same way that you can kind of look at what Donald Trump is doing with immigration. And I'm going to explain to you why. See, we have a real problem with immigration, right? The same way back in the day, we had a real problem with terrorism. But some people want to fix the problem. Other people want to make that problem fix all of their problems. And that's a big difference, okay? Dick Cheney looked at terrorism as a way to line up his pockets, his company, his people. You understand? And the way he did that was by looking at what happened on 9/11, which was so apparently the Saudis did that. You understand? But he saw an opportunity to go into Iraq because at this point, America's pretty naive. Social media ain't even around. People just saw Muslims, Arabs. They did this. We just wanted to take out the first Arabs we saw. Just tell us who the enemy is, and we're going to go over there and regulate the situation. That's what America wanted. America wanted blood. America wanted justice. America wanted retribution for 9/11. And instead of getting that, they sent tens of thousands of American soldiers to the Middle East to fight a war that was totally unnecessary. Those people came from Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, but for some reason, Dick Cheney had us in Iraq. You understand? Well, we do know what the reason was. The reason was because of the oil and because of the resources and apparently opium. You understand? So let's make the comparison to what Donald Trump is doing with immigration. Yes, we got a real immigration issue. The same way we had a real terrorism issue. The people want blood. The people want to change. The people want something to fix. And let me tell you something about that ideology. When you're so angry, that's how the doors can open for you to radically change the system. 9 times out of 10, you who's hurt wants the system to change for better. But if somebody that's smarter than you is going to look at that as an opportunity, as a door open that can change and ratify the system as a whole forever in their benefit. And this is how. So boom. We see immigration, we're like, damn, people are losing jobs, crime is up, like we ain't got enough money to support all of these people. Donald Trump looks at that and says, yo, you know what? We got a problem to fix. But this is how he took it a step further. He ended up now, you got mask ICE agents, federal police officers yanking up and detaining American citizens. You understand? They detained, yeah, they picking up the criminals or whatever, they doing that. But that's what they told you in order for them to get really hands-on and expand the powers that we wasn't necessarily used to, is exactly what Dick Cheney did. You know what the Patriot Act is? Let me tell you something about warrantless wiretaps. You understand? Usually, I was born in America where warrantless wiretaps is something like out of this world. I thought, nigga, for no bullshit, I thought we was going to tear the city up. I thought we was going to tear the entire country up. But when we saw the pain, when we saw all them people dying, we said, yo, we got to compromise. We got to do things to change the entire situation so this would never happen again. And that's how warrantless wiretaps came into play. And that's expanding the powers of the people that we supposed to keep in check. You understand? So boom, Trump. Let's bring it back to Donald Trump. Oh, snap. We got an immigration problem. I guess we need tons of military people on the street. We need them ski masked up. We need to expand the powers because we got a real problem right now. And I keep on telling y'all, the way they get you is by telling you that the problem is a different one than what you're looking at. It just needs to be similar, actually. You know what I mean? So you see immigration, you're like, damn, whatever they got to do to make the situation work for us, let's just make that happen. Like, if this is just the price we got to pay, when in reality, that's just helping them out. And same thing with Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney saw that Iraq war, saw what happened on 9/11 and said, nah, we're going to run up over there and we're going to line our pockets up and make money. All right. Now let's talk about more. People call him a warmonger for that reason. You understand? Him and George Bush did the same thing. And I feel as if, and this is why I said this on TikTok too, because this is actually pretty important. I remember, because I keep the same energy. I remember when Charlie Kirk passed, I remember saying to myself, there's like a million other people that y'all could have kept that energy for that really made changes. There is actual blood on Dick Cheney and George W. Bush's hand. You understand? So it's just like when I see this, I'm like, yo, the outrage. And then we also need to point out the fact that, yo, these are Republican people. You know what I mean? Like, these are conservative Republican people. So y'all got to be the ones to really jump out at that and be like, yo, listen, that's not what niggas stand for. That's not what niggas represent. And if you know that's to be the case, that's why I'm on Donald Trump ass so hard. Pause. Hey, yo, pause sauce on that. That's why I be looking at Donald Trump the way I look at him. Not because I want migrants running the country, illegals running the country. That's not what it is, because I saw what Dick Cheney did. I saw what George W. Bush did. They took a real problem, turned it around and made it our problem and made it their solution. You know what I mean? Like, we have real issues that could have really been fixed. And here's the other thing. Here's the thing about it that people don't even think about. The blood on Cheney's hands is in the millions. Indirectly, yeah, you got soldiers, you got people that was, in the wars. But when you think about when you destabilize a region, now crime is up. You know what I mean? Like now it's like outlaw territory. People are getting murked. People are getting robbed. Women are getting violated because the systems that was supposed to be in place to keep things in order are now gone because America's bombing everything. So you got to look at it like that. People can't get their food. Children are dying. So it's in the millions. It's in the millions. That's how Dick Cheney, that's the amount of number. That's the blood that's on Dick Cheney's hands. U.S. is not a sovereign country. Nah, I would agree with that. You would think United States is sovereign, meaning like, we independent, you know what I mean? But nah, we under the thumb of the people like Dick Cheney, people that run these corporations, these industries that benefit off of other people's pain. That's really who runs this country. And Dick Cheney and Donald Trump. I don't care. Y'all can unsubscribe now. I don't give a fuck. Donald Trump and Dick Cheney. I bring the smoke to everybody. You understand? Donald Trump and Dick Cheney's are perfect examples of that. Perfect examples of that. That's a fact. What up, lovely? What up, lovely? Travis smoking on that Cheney pack. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's let me tell you something. When George W. Bush passes away, hell is gonna burn brighter as well. Hell is gonna burn brighter as well. Because it's one thing for your policies to mess up people's money. It's one thing for you to make some mistakes here and there, but it's another thing for you to offer your blatant lies. The CIA came to them. The CIA came to Dick Cheney. Like, they wanted intelligence. They wanted, yo, what's going on? Who attacked us? How do we make this happen? CIA came and said, yo, Iraq had nothing to do with it. To be honest with you, Iraq, it wasn't Iraq. Cheney said, nah, I don't like that answer. Go find me anything and everything that's going to be able to blame Iraq and that's going to be able to have us go into Iraq so we can take their resources. So he cherry picked the information that was given to him by the CIA. He cherry picked all of it and said, yo, you know what? These are and the ones that he cherry picked are the ones that he came out that the ones that he cherry picked was the reasons that he told the public. So he said, so the CIA's telling him, yo, Iraq had nothing to do with it. But, you know, maybe like this person's cousin is from Iraq and maybe this and that. And, you know, the people over there are under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. It's a dictatorship. So what he did was like he pretty much the probability of Iraq being involved was like 2%. So he took that, whatever made it 2%, and told us that it was 100% factual that they had weapons of mass destruction. And that's how we ended up over there. So it's more than just, yo, he was a bad politician that made some mistakes. No. He was an evil man that told lies. He wasn't a bad politician that made mistakes. He was an evil man that told lies. You understand? What up, Maria? Maria's in the building. So boom. So Dick Cheney gets everybody riled up, gets us all in Iraq. You know what I mean? And then he also takes away a lot of the freedoms that we was privy to, that we enjoyed. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff. I think what was it? Like it's like, oh fuck, what was it? Warrantless. Like basically they wasn't really busting in your crib like that. A lot of the stuff that they claimed, and this is like some years ago, but I remember reading the books about it. So I'll be like, I remember a little bit. Like a lot of the stuff that was used in the name of like terrorism, to fight terrorism, are still used today. And terrorism isn't even like as much of a thing as it was during 9/11. Like the energy of the people was like, yes, this makes sense. Let's use these tactics against terrorists. And then that's why I always say, where do you think I always get when I be saying like no government has ever been like, oh, thank you for the extra power. The problem is solved now. Here you go. Here you go. You've never seen that. Whenever politics, government entities get more power, they always hang on to it and then use it. Like they'll never give it back. So we said, yeah, man, it makes sense, yo. Like we might need to do some warrantless wiretapping. We might need to take the SWAT team and bust open the crib. We might need to hold somebody without any due process. Actually, we might need to waterboard people. I can't believe I forgot to mention that. Torture tactics. We might need to torture somebody. And then what they ended up doing is, once the threat, well, I'm not going to say the threat was gone, but the threat wasn't as prevalent. But the solutions to fix that threat was now turned on to the people. This is why I feel so strongly about what Donald Trump is doing. And I'm going to say it because like I don't know if people are just forgetful. Maybe a lot of y'all wasn't even born during that time. Like a lot of y'all might not understand why I feel as strong as I do. You know what I mean? Because it's not even about party. It's not even about political affiliation. It's really about freedoms. I'm watching it, and it's like, I don't need to read a book, even though I have, but I don't need to read a book. I seen it. I seen them do it. They took it. They just took it. NSA, people are just, the NSA, yeah, NSA was under Eric Snowden for those, like, all right, actually, that was a good one. So boom, the NSA, right? Let's talk about that. National Security Agency, I think, or something like that. Regardless, those are the people that spy on you all the time. These are the people that are listening to the conversations. And also, not only are they doing that, like they're like, for instance, there was a person who worked there, right? His name was Eric Snowden, and he blew the whistle because Americans wasn't used to like people being able to listen to their conversations, invade their privacy, like pretty much follow everything they do throughout their day without having a warrant. So this dude Eric Snowden who worked for the NSA was like, yo, America, look, This is what the government is doing behind your back. Not only that, they committing real war crimes out there. He showed us a bunch of videos, people in Iraq, Afghanistan getting blown up for no reason, all type of stuff. That was because of Dick Cheney. That's because of Dick Cheney. So when I see the freedoms go away because of like real problems that people want to fix, I look at what Donald Trump is doing and I'm like, oh, this is the same playbook. This is the exact same playbook. We got an immigration issue. People are upset. Let's tell them that we're going after the criminals. We're going after the people that are causing all of this ruckus, that are taking over the apartment complex, that are beating up cops in Times Square. We're going after Trinidad Agua. That turns into American citizens. I saw a video today. Actually, no, they said she wasn't a citizen though. But she was here legally. I saw a video today of a permanent resident getting her car smashed, ICE agents jumping out, ski masked up, guns pointed at her. They released her. So it's just like, it's not like, it's like, you know what I don't like? You know what I don't like? I don't like the fact that people, like, there are some things that are worse than other things. You understand? Like, yes, immigration is illegal immigration is horrible, but you want to know what's worse? Citizens getting detained. You know what I mean? Citizens getting detained for no reason off of the back that, yo, we're just trying to figure out what country you from. You know what I mean? Citizens getting harassed, ski masked up, damn near mercenaries going, following people, locking them up for months. Like, yo, there's citizens, people that has been locked away, bro. Unless these articles are all lying, which I don't think they are. There's been people that's been detained weeks on end, months. Let go, no charges pressed, no nothing. You know what I mean? That's because everybody's sick of illegal immigration. So when I lived through what Donald Trump, or not Donald Trump, when I lived through the Dick Cheney era, and I was a baby too, that was another thing. Like I wish I was a little older, then I could really see it for what it was. But I read all the books about it. You know, not all the, but you know, I know about it. You know what I mean? And I lived it. So it's just like when I see that, there's no way in hell I could ever look at what Donald, and that's why I was pissed at the Democrats too. That's why I was mad during the C-19 era. That's why I was so mad during the C-19 era. That reason, yo, bro, like that's why I didn't like when I saw that the government was telling social media companies to throttle opinions that go against whatever they was trying to push for C-19. And then years later, now we found out that we was all right. We was all right. The information that they was trying to hide from us, the information that they was trying to keep from us was actually the right information. Once I saw that that's what the Democrats were doing, that's why I flipped. That's why I was like, oh, hell no. Y'all are taking away freedoms. That's that thing should matter the most to everybody. To everybody in this country, that should matter the most because I'm watching it go away. So when I seen the Democrats do that, I'm like, nah, bump that. And now the Republicans are doing the exact same thing, the same things that they did before. Trump learned from the Dick Cheney playbook, straight up and down. Trump learned from the Dick Cheney playbook. Now, I'm very focused, Mark Green. I'm very focused. You got to keep up. You got to keep up. I'm very focused. You know what I mean? We're talking about two different things. And you know what happens? A lot of, like, everybody agrees we all hate Dick Cheney, but not everybody agrees we all hate Donald Trump. I'm very focused because those two are damn near the same thing. I'm focused on the same problem that both Dick Cheney and Donald Trump exude. It's literally, it's bleeding out of them. You understand? More power, taking a real issue and calling it and making it something else so people can be more I don't know, so people can be more under the government control, so people can get used to this new way of living. And then now it's just like, oh, okay, that's just what the NSA does. Oh, okay, that's just what Homeland Security does. I don't want to have to walk down the street, people and masked men approaching me and asking me, oh, am I a citizen or not? And for those of you who will be like, yo, you shouldn't have a problem if you are a citizen. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. Because you give them an inch. We watched Dick Cheney take an inch and turn it into a mile. I'm not going to do that again. It's not about, oh, nah, if you have nothing. That's what, real, bro. Like, even though I used to hustle, like, or whatever, like, I used to hustle a lot. You know, I don't do it anymore, but your bro, niggas was moving them things. I'm not even going to lie. You know what I mean? So I personally was like, damn, warrantless wiretaps, a nigga can get caught up right now or whatever. But now that I'm not doing that anymore, it's still an issue. You know what I mean? Because now everybody's used to it. We wasn't used to that type of lifestyle. We wasn't used to that type of government control. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with um it has nothing to do with certain policies. It has to do with maintaining my freedom. So when Mark Green tells me to focus, nah, I'm very focused. It's just that a lot of people, a lot, like, you can't deny the similarities, bro. I lived through the era. I seen it. And when I get older, we're gonna be saying the exact same, maybe not the exact same thing as Donald Trump, because literally Dick Cheney pretty much did nothing good in his life. Like barely. Like niggas is talking about the shit he did as a kid, like root beer stands and going out to the bar with the fellas and laughing. Like, pretty much he never did anything good in his life. Donald Trump, I don't know if I can say the same thing about him. But at this point, the bad outweighs the good for me. For Donald Trump, that's a fact. At first, I was on the fence a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. I'm like, damn, yo, the economy's moving. Niggas like him. We do have an immigration problem. But now I'm like, oh, nah, like, he's literally changing the country. You know what I mean? Like, he's everything is different now. Everything is so different now. And once I saw college students yo, here's the other thing. Like, for instance, when I saw that I always bring that up. When I saw that college student from Massachusetts get arrested and deported because she wrote an essay that was critical of Israel, everybody was focusing on, oh, what's the big deal? Like, it's a privilege to be in America. If she has something negative to say, we can revoke that privilege. She's not a citizen. I'm not even, y'all are thinking about the moment. You got to look at the wider picture. You got to look at the bigger picture. If that's happening to her right now, what's going to happen to you tomorrow? You understand? I feel like people that are smart enough, or at least that are old enough, or at least historically aware about how shit used to go down, those people like me are shaking in our boots. It's like, nigga, I don't give I didn't even, no, I did read her essay, but and then, and then you actually read the essay, and then you're like, wait a minute, this is what they're going crazy over? There's no way you're not next. There's no way you're not next. Remember, it was the terrorists when Dick Cheney was in office. We still got warrantless wiretaps on American citizens. There's no way you're not next. I revoke your privilege. Goodbye. Yup, black fatigue is getting real. Okay, whatever. Peace out, nigga. Like, the truth hurts. You feel me? I understand the truth hurts, these are the hills that I choose to die on because I know I'm right. You understand? Like, I know I'm right. Like, I seen it, and nobody's ever really made. Like, you tell me what's a good argument for nobody for the government to be shut. Well, this is a little bit off topic, but like there's certain things where I'm like, nah, then you tell me what's right or wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you tell me, like, what's the good reason for the government to be shut down? Because you tell me what the good reason is for the government to be shut down, for healthcare costs to go up. Like, you tell me what the benefit of that is for us. You understand? So it's just like, once I see stuff like that happening, then it's just like, oh, nah, like, I like to say, damn, if all these people are thinking the same thing, there must be something to that. You always got to check it out. You always got to see, like, I remember I did that with the Trump here. I'm like, yo, let me see. Y'all got a point here. Y'all got a point there. But now I'm going to stay over here on this side. I see what y'all are talking about. And I'm telling y'all are wrong. Y'all are wrong, dead wrong. You know what I mean? Like, they're dead ass wrong, bro. Like, when it comes to American freedoms, you can't play with that. And that's exactly what Dick Cheney did. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is doing. That's a fact. And that the Democrats did it, but we're not talking about them right now. The Democrats aren't in power right now. Trump is. The economy's in the toilet. We over here, he's talking about invading fucking Venezuela, Colombia. Like, yo, bro, we don't want no more wars. You know what I mean? That's not what we put you there for. We put you there to empty out the swamp, and we put you there for immigration issues and for the economy. You understand? None of that is happening. None of that is happening. Maybe on the immigrations, but like, they had to tell me that they was going after the criminals first. You understand? And that's not what they doing right now. LOL, not talking about them right now. Like, it's not like it or not, it's not. No, it's not. Ooh, that's what they said about warrantless. Mehoff Jack. Shout out to you for tapping in. Let me tell you something, my friend. You're very wrong about this. It's not necessary. It is not necessary. I'm gonna take it a step further. If I had to choose between letting illegal immigrants into this country or losing any of my freedoms and living in a world where people can just stop me and detain me for weeks on end because they suspect that I'm not supposed to be here, let them niggas come in. Bump that, even though that's not what the scenario is. But you got to understand what you lose. And it's not necessary because what they told us was the criminals. They told us the people that was taking over the apartment complexes, the people that was beating up cops in Times Square. You know what I mean? Where is it necessary for you to go after a college student writing an essay? Where is it necessary for you to go after? So even, yo, bro, actually not. Because if you're here illegally, you're here illegally, whatever. But like, where is it necessary to go after permanent residents? People who have different opinions, like where is that necessary? Where is it necessary to stop everybody but white South Africans to come into the country? No way. No way, my friend. It's absolutely not necessary. It doesn't need to be done like this. The only reason, and that's how they get you, Jack. Mehoff, that's how they get you. That's how they got us back in Dick Cheney's era. They told us warrantless wiretaps were necessary. We believed them. Now ain't nobody, no terrorism, but we still got those warrantless wiretaps today. So it's not necessary, my friend. Nah, bruh. What other opinions do you have? About what? You tell me what you want to hear. You know what I mean? I mean, they told me to stay focused. So I'm staying focused on this subject. But who else do you stop it? Oh, how else do you stop it? Oh my God. Like, okay. How else do you stop illegal immigration? Well, first of all, like, it's a border issue. I think the wall was a pretty good idea. I'm not gonna lie. That was a good way to stop it. Not making it not giving licenses out to illegals in this country so they can work. You know what I mean? Like work papers is a good way. Like the reason why we have a problem is because they let them in. Like, you know that, right? Like the reason why immigration is a real problem is because a lot of them were just able to walk in with no problems. Like a good solution to that is to stop them from coming in, which is what they did. You know what I mean? Like there are ways to do it that doesn't involve any of American freedoms getting taken advantage of. The wall was a good idea. Work papers. Even the best idea is, Mexico, you're getting how much money from American aid? You better stop this immigration issue right now if you want any more money. Ecuador, El Salvador, whatever. Y'all are getting how much money in aid from America? Boy, y'all better hurry up and control these borders. We got 50 million El Salvadorians over here that just snuck over to this country. Y'all better make sure you keep your borders intact if you want any of American aid. These are the solutions. And I'm not a pilot. I'm a wreck, nigga. I'm a fucking, I don't know a thing. But I know ski masked up, jumping out with guns in hands, tying up American citizens isn't the way. I know that. I see. All right, boom. See, this is why I like to exchange. I agree with that. This is why I like to exchange ideas, bro, because there are ways to do it. There are ways to do it, my friend. The point of having to show excessive force is to solve a sanctuary problem. The same reason you send National Guards into cities with high crime rate. Okay, well, to be honest with you, if they wasn't sending National Guards into cities when, like, in the 90s, and crime overall in this country is going down. So, well, actually, no. Let me stay on topic. And I appreciate you engaging, by the way, Jack. I thank you for tapping in, even though we don't agree. But I appreciate you tapping in. Let me see. The point of having to show excessive force is to solve a security problem. Okay, all right. So actually, no. Actually, I don't agree with that. I was about to say, okay, so number one, like, I don't see, for instance, at the courthouse when ICE agents are literally like slamming photographers and family members on the ground while they're separating, families and deporting people. If I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, like, I think all of these illegals are scared enough just knowing Trump is in office. Like I don't think to your specific point about showing this excessive force, I don't even think it's necessary, bro. As soon as bro, they stopped coming in when Trump was in office just off of his name alone. Like I think the excessive force should be for the people that really need it. For the criminal, like when they showed up to Chicago and they took over that apartment complex, I was mad at all the Democrats that was mad at ICE moving into that apartment complex, because I remember doing videos saying, Tren de Agua is taking over apartment complexes. That's what everybody was talking about. So how could you feel some type of way when ICE goes and retakes an entire complex that people was upset about? So that excessive force is okay in that situation. But fucking families, citizens, people that deserve and need to be in this country, do you think that the immigrant, let me ask you this, Jack, and I know I'm rambling, I'm gonna get to everybody's comments in a second, but do you think that deporting somebody for writing a college essay is going to put more fear inside of an illegal? Like, do you think an illegal who is thinking about coming into America is going to be like, damn, I remember they locked up that girl for doing that college essay. Let me not take that trip. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that I don't think translate. You know what I mean? I think pulling up to apartment complexes, identifying gang tattoos, and like really cracking down on the criminal element, I think that's where the excessive force is necessary. And I think it's up to the government to make sure that that force isn't used anywhere else but the targets. And that's not what they're doing, because we the real targets. They start off with them and then they come to everybody else straight up and down. Jesus is king. Us in Chicago need the guards. Send them now, Trump. Oh, damn, that's a black person too? Good luck, bro. Good luck. In Chicago, they did just that, though. I'm living in the real time. See, here, let me address that, right? Because there's a bunch of people that do feel as if, like, yeah, I'm happy the National Guard came. Thank you, Trump. Let me tell you something. Chicago is the way that Trump didn't solve the problem more than the Democratic leaders in your state caused it. You understand? Trump isn't, it's like, how should I say this? It's like somebody it's like somebody coming in, pouring a gallon of, because I was just painting. It's like somebody coming in and pouring a gallon of paint on your floor, right? And then you praise the person that comes in to clean it up. The real issue is the person who poured the gallon of paint on your floor in the first place. You understand? So yes, I understand you want relief from wherever you can get it. Yo, niggas is shooting out in the street. People are dying every other day. Trump sends the guards in. Of course you're going to look at that and be like, thank you, Trump. But before you say thank you, or like if you're saying thank you at a level 10, you should be saying F you to the governor of your state, the mayor of your state, the people, the congressmen, the people that are running your state. That F you to them should be at a level 10. You understand? So yeah, I get it. Y'all are happy Trump sent the troops over there, but that's a solution to a problem that was created by the people that are there right now. You understand what I'm telling you? My bad. Oh, all good, sir. Let me see. You responding to him. Message deleted. Oh, damn. Frank deleted the message for letting it happen. Damn right. Hold on. What y'all talking about? Damn, Frank. Why did you delete the message? All right. You're not trying to... Oh, no, that was Jesus is King. Okay, in Chicago, they did that. Okay. At Frank, you can't be mad at other people for trying to make money for cheaper. You got to fix the reason why they can. All right. But yeah, so anyways, so it's just like when I see all these people that are happy that the National Guard is there, like first my brain goes to, they coming for us. And like, yo, bro, like how does any black person, come on, y'all. Nah, dog. Like, yo, you know what's so funny? Actually, no. Now I'm getting off focus. Excuse me. You know what's so funny? Like, well, no. First, I want to say, like, how does any black person not think to themselves, yo, bro, like you're next, bro. Like, how do y'all not see that? And I see this dumb argument. People saying, well, we're citizens. What do we have to worry about? And like, sometimes I wonder if it's even worth me having a conversation with y'all. Because if that's where your brain goes, I'm like, damn, like you might be too far gone for me to like, sometimes you got to spoon feed people, but sometimes you got to teaspoon feed people. So that's the first thought that pops in my head. I'm like, yo, bro, how don't you think that this type of authoritarianism isn't gonna hit your door next? Like, how don't you see yourself on the very next on that list? Like, literally. But then the next thing that comes to mind is oh my God. Wait, oh yes. Black, like, you know what's crazy about black people and MAGA black people? I'm not one of them people that are gonna look down on you for supporting Trump. I got all my family, bruh, my whole family damn near Trump supporters. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I could never look down at a Trump supporter that's black, but I do look at you in a certain way when y'all are the loudest in the group. And I know that for the most part, they don't rock with y'all like that. Like, if you getting money off of Trump's policies, if your area, if what he does speaks to you, then that's cool. But for y'all to be on the front lines defending this man, knowing damn well y'all are the next ones on the list, kind of like, it baffles my mind, bro. I'm not even telling you not to support Donald Trump. I'm just telling you as a black person to do it quietly. Do it quiet, because y'all, it just doesn't. I'm just like, wait a minute, I've seen enough. I'm not even saying Trump is racist. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you're next on the list, bro. Like, you're next on the list. Yo, the whole thing is divide and conquer. You know what I mean? Like, who do you think's on the next? Who do you think's next on the list to be the boogeyman? Who's next on the list? All right, immigrants right now. You don't think the black people are next on the list? Y'all are bugging, bro. Y'all are bugging. Why are you asking that question? Why no black guy in Trump cabinet? Oh, that's a good question too. That's a good question too. Trump said he'd send us to maximum security prisons as well. See? So it's just, I mean, I believe you, little Miss Jones, but you know, it's just like that. That's why I'm just like what? Like, how don't y'all see that? You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I still don't look down on y'all, but I'm just like, yeah, bro, like, I wouldn't be so vocal about it. You know what I mean? You speak what you got to speak in the voting booth and get yours and get out straight up and down. So tell me this, tell me this, where will they deport us? Come on. Oh my God. Jesus is king. They're not going to deport you. Okay. All right. So maybe I do gotta, all right, okay. This is what I think is going to happen. Okay. And maybe it's not as obvious to me as it is to, maybe it's just obvious to me and not to everybody else. So this is what will happen. Actually, it's not even what I think. This is exactly what's going to happen. All right. I never even had to say this out loud because I thought it was a given, but okay. ICE agents, Homeland Security, FBI, National Guard is in Chicago, right? They're in Chicago off of the pretense of migrants taking over, and a lot of them have, right? There's a real problem. Migrants have taken over places over there. So boom, they go in there, right? They get all the migrants scared. So they round them up. They deport some of them, and you know, and the city's a little bit safer, right? The jack boys are staying home. Dealers are kind of, you know, because the block is hot, right? So everybody's kind of happy. Boom, right? Now this is what happens. The ICE agents, federal agents, they all leave, right? They go away. You feel me? Now this is how they get you. Everything eventually devolves into chaos. You know what I mean? That's like that. That's the law of nature. At some, like, organization is hard to maintain. Chaos is really the flat line that the universe wants to operate in. You know what I mean? Well, in certain ways. Anyways, at some point there's going to be another issue. You understand? Or they're going to create another issue. And it could happen to be with black people within the community, maybe certain neighborhoods. Like, for instance, they're saying, yo, crime is up. They're going to use that issue and they're going to come back. Now, here's the thing. Because they were there before, people are already used to it. That's what happened with Dick Cheney. It's just like, oh, now we're used to having our phones tapped. So it's just like, okay, this is what they do now. You understand? So it's just like, yeah, no, they're not going to deport you, obviously. No, they're not going to deport you. But when they come back for a different issue, that energy that they was deporting those migrants with, they're going to come at you with the same energy, but maybe they'll lock you up, or maybe they'll suspend certain freedoms. Maybe they'll call up martial law. Maybe they'll do something else. So when I say, yeah, they're coming for you next, I thought it was obvious that no, they're not gonna deport you anywhere, but they're gonna use that authoritarianism, that energy that we wasn't used to, that we had to. See, the thing is, they gotta get us used to it. Or else, because we got, like, like, this is America. You understand? Some certain people, like you can't just spring this on them, or else people will feel like, oh shit, you coming for all of us? We all gotta attack, blah, blah, blah. But the way they do it is divide and conquer. They gotta make you feel like, oh no, we just going after them. That's the enemy right there. You understand? And then when they leave, they got the next enemy on the list is black people. Literally, bro. If you don't see that, man, shout out and respect to you, man. Sometimes I wish I could live like that. I'd probably be a lot less stressed out. You know what I mean? I don't judge. I just look at y'all. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So next time they come around, maybe crime rate is high. Maybe there's like a big murder. Maybe like somebody, a politician. Oh, that would be the one, actually. Some random black guy goes off on a politician, offs a politician. That would be enough. You know what I mean? Oh, politicians are getting targeted. We got to suspend laws. We got to do emergency this, emergency that. That's why. That's what I mean. Jesus is king. That's what I mean when I say, yo, they coming for you next. You understand? Damn, let me try and get to all y'all comments. Because I appreciate y'all tapping in. You know what I mean? Usually I'm on TikTok with this, but YouTube's kind of lit. When will we be the 51st day? Okay. Jack says, for good reason, at least. Patrice would be proud. I'm conservative. Emily says, I'm conservative. Trump is steaming sack of dicks. All right. Hey, fam. That's why we flipping Chicago red. We don't rock with Democrats. It's not your mom or dad's party back in the 60s. Well, here's the thing. Let me tell you something, right? This is how... And you know what? Jesus is king. That's actually how you use politics in your favor. Here's the thing. You don't claim a party. You claim a policy. You understand? You don't claim the party. You claim the policies. So, like I said, your Democratic leaders have failed you. Jesus is king. Your Democratic leaders have failed you. The way you use policy in your favor is by going with the party that opposes that. And I'm a person that always says a true American always hates the politician in power. So now that you get that person out, you get your Republican people in, that's how you speak up. That's how you change the scenario. But you can't let them feel as if you're tied to the party. You have to make them feel as if you're tied to the policy. Because when you're tied to the party comes first, not the country. That's how you got all of these rose-colored glasses when Trump is doing things that I thought that we would have rioted over. That's how you get these rose-colored glasses when Trump does things I thought we would have burnt the whole country down for. You understand? It's because you're looking at it as MAGA first, not America first. But he had to tell you America first for you to get along and go along. So to your point, Jesus is king. I like that. I like the fact that y'all are flipping. Y'all are flipping the state from blue to red, but not because I like the red. I like the fact that y'all are doing it because you're holding somebody accountable. Black people used to get a lot of flack for this all the time. Black people always was voting Democrat. It's not up until recently where black people will show their face and be like, yeah, nah, I'm voting Republican. You know what I mean? I think that's a great thing. I think that's a great thing because when they know they got you, they don't need to win you. You understand? When they know they got you, they don't need to win you. So they don't need to fight for you when they know they got you. But if you tell them, nigga, I'll go with these boys right now. I'll flip right now. Just like you said, Jesus is king. Just like you said. If they don't think that you'll flip, They will do nothing for you, but you'll never flip if you're tied to the party, not the policies. You understand? So, bro, that's what it is, my friend. Let me see if I can get to all y'all comments. Oh, KB, oh, this is somebody new. Why they don't just do shit about January 6th and make you think anything will be done for this orange effery. Why they didn't do anything about January 6th? What makes you think, what makes you think anything will be done about this orange? To be honest with you, I don't think so. Excuse me. Actually, no. Let me take that back. So here's the thing. I don't think anything's going to be done about Donald Trump. Like, for instance, like when Donald Trump steps down, I don't think he's going to get arrested. I don't think they're going to go after him. But the reason why is also because it's like, if you go after him, you kind of got to go after like everybody else or whatever. But I don't think they're gonna go after him, KB. I agree with you. I think the corruption is too far in, and I don't think they're going after him. I think Trump is gonna serve his term, leave, and people are gonna look at him as a hero. You know what I mean? Like as like a regular president or whatever. Actually, more than ever. Actually, no. Donald Trump is going and hit. Actually, I'm over here. Donald Trump is gonna be the most monumental president, or no, not monumental. Yeah, I think monumental is a good word. Polarizing, monumental, he popular. Donald Trump is going to be the most popular president. Actually, he's probably besides George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, is George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Donald Trump. And to be honest with you, that's not in order. Let me tell you, the boy got popped in the air. He's definitely going to take up a few chapters in the future history books that we learn in class. That's a fact. That's a fact. So I don't think they're going to do much to him. I agree with you, bro. We on the same page with that. This country has been gone for a long time. It went bankrupt. Yeah, I agree, man. That's why inflation. I mean, all countries are really bankrupt if you really think about it. You know what I mean? Money is an imaginary thing. You feel me? It's really about what the resources that you have, and that includes what your people are willing to do and work for. You know what I mean? Not only natural resources, but like human resources. It's funny to see people still thinking that they can vote their way to a better place. You know what, Mike? I like that. That's true. But honestly, bro, it's either we vote. See, I agree with that. That's funny. I agree with that. But I can't come on here and be like, I can't come on here and say the other option. Because if you're not voting, you're doing something else. And this is, you know what I mean? But I don't even necessarily think that we at that point yet. But I wouldn't be able to talk like that. But I agree with you, though, Mike. I agree with you. I think a lot of this stuff is an illusion. 100%. I think a lot of this stuff is an illusion. I think a lot of it's first the president. You know what I mean? Your vote don't really matter. You know what I mean? Especially if you in a particular, like me, I'm in a heavy blue state. You think my vote matters? When Trump was running, I could have voted against him, for him. It wouldn't have mattered. You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff is to pacify the people, because sometimes you gotta make the people feel like they got options, that they're in control, to keep things in control. You understand? So I actually agree with you, bro. Like, you niggas, we agreeing on most of this stuff, to be honest with you. Blessings, fam. I'm back to work. Oh, you're going back to all right, Jesus King. Yo, follow me, bro. Hit me with a subscribe. I appreciate you tapping in. That way you can pull up next time I'm over here and we could chop it up, man. Thank you for pulling up, Jesus King. Get that money, family. Dennis says Dennis says, is that a good thing for a bad thing that you're saying that he asked for his Trump? Damn, bro. You got to rewrite that, family. I'm sorry. Are you MAGA? You are MAGA. Am I correct? No. No way. No way. Never. I'm not liberal. I'm not MAGA. I'm for the policy. You must have just pulled up. I'm for policies that benefit me. You know what I mean? F all parties. I'm all about policy. That's a fact. And yeah, never. No, never. KB says, when I mean by effery is the tariffs, cutting benefits. Man, what are you smoking, dude? LOL, he's not popular right now. Once this effery is examined in hindsight, only cultists will consider him hero. No. Let me tell you, KB. It would be easy for you to think that, but it's not true. And I thought the same thing. Trust me, bro. You're going to see what I'm saying. Donald Trump is going to be looked at as a hero to a lot of people in the future. I'm telling you. It's not like a Dick Cheney situation. I'm telling you, bro. That's why he was able to get in power. Donald Trump is looked at a hero. That's why he's in office. How do you think he can do all of this effery, all of this BS that he's doing, and people still support him? Bro, if anything, bro, Donald Trump is going to be looked at. Bro, you say the cultists, but bro, like that's gonna be a lot of people. I promise you. I promise you. There's no. It's cause when we look at Trump, we see it for what. I don't want to say we see it for what it is, but like, actually, nah, we do see it for what it is. At least I do. I see it for what it is. You know what I mean? But not everybody sees it like that. You have to understand that. I promise you, KB. Trust me, bro. We'll see. Time will tell. But I promise you, Donald Trump is going to be exalted by a lot of people. He's not going to be looked at as Dick Cheney when he passes away. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. Nah, trust me. Everything he's doing now is going to be looked at as a net. They're going to be like, yeah, think about how much they changed the story. Even right now, I'm hearing about people are talking good about Dick Cheney right now. You know what I mean? Like even right now. So trust me, Donald Trump, they're gonna praise him. They are. You're black. Yes, I am. Yes, I am black. Thank you for noticing. I don't really feel like we have good options to turn this around. Hello, are you circumcised? Yo, shout out to the trolls, man. I love a good troller too, man. I am, by the way. I'll answer that question. I am. You're all about policies that don't support you. Talk to me. I'm all about policies that don't support me. You got to be clear. You got to be clear about that. What policies do you think? I haven't even stated the policies that I support. I've only stated the policies that I don't support. Are you the one who asked if you're MAGA? And I do apologize for that. Is my first time listening to you. I'm the one who asked if you're MAGA. Yeah. No, that's all good. It's all good. No, I'm not MAGA. I'm definitely not MAGA. No. I just speak the truth. I just say what's on my mind. I say what we all thinking. You know what I mean? But if this is your first time, you should follow, man. You should follow. But let me tell you, follow. Here's the disclaimer. If you are a strong supporting liberal, everything about liberals and Democrats is a plus for you, you might not appreciate this channel. If you are a strong MAGA supporter, Donald Trump is king, he can do no wrong, this channel might not be for you. I'm gonna tell you up front. I'm gonna tell you right now, don't even waste your time. But if you want to hear some independent thought, if you like seeing, but if you're a real American, and I'm gonna tell you, a real American hates all politicians. You know what I mean? Like, we don't like we only like them on the come up. Once they get there, it's belt to ass. You understand? So it's like, all right, like if you ready to hear some independent thought, if you ready to hear criticism and big ups on both sides, you know what I mean? I bigged up Trump too. You know what I mean? I bigged up Biden. I bigged up some stuff. Then this is the channel for you, and you should subscribe and like at the same damn time. You understand? Trump should be praised now and forever. The man is a GOAT. Boom. You see what I mean, KB? Look, the comments right there. Trump should be praised now and forever. This man is a GOAT. So shout out to you, Michael. Hey, man, thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you voicing your opinion on my channel. But to KB's point, who was that, KB, that said, when I mean fuckery? Oh, yeah. You remember KB said, yo, what are you smoking, dude? This dude's not popular right now. See, KB, look, they in the comments, bro. They in the comments. They love this man, bro. I'm telling you, they love him. They love him. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take it a step further. They love him. This is the most love I've ever seen a president get. And from a book and in real life, I've never seen anybody get as much love as Donald Trump gets. You tell me a more popular president. You tell me. Actually, no, what was his name? Teddy. Teddy was pretty popular, but that wasn't my era, though. You know what I mean? But I read about how people loved him or whatever. But come on, man. KB, look, bro. Shout out to Michael. Okay, let me get to all I'm trying to get everybody's comments because I don't want people to tell me that I'm skipping their comments. People always speak well of the dead, even when it's Darth Cheney. Yeah, they do. But you know what? Here's the thing with Dick Cheney, I don't need to speak ill of him, but with him, his reputation is so horrible. I just need to tell you to look him up. You know what I mean? Look him up and you'll see exactly what's going on. Aaron says, a real American hates all politicians. That's absolutely BS. What? What America are you from? What America are you from? Nah, all Americans, we only love the politician on the come up. At least that's how it's supposed. Okay, you know what? Let me take that back. You know what, Aaron? Let me take that back. The new America that seems to be that we're in right now, it's definitely not like that. But the America that we should all live in, that we should all want to be a part of, is the America when we champion the come up, and when they get there, we put belt to ass. Now, when I say hate politicians, I don't. Let me explain myself. I guess I gotta maybe I do gotta spoon feed this information. Like, I don't mean like we hate them. I just mean like we critical of everything they do for our benefit. You know what I mean? Like, we're very critical of what they're doing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they can do no right. You understand? And that's how it's supposed to be, because it keeps them working. That's like what I was saying about the Democrats and black people. You know what I mean? Like if black people was more like, yo, nah, we about policies, we're not about party, then we would be better off. Like it's a better situation because it forces the Democratic Party to fight for our vote. You understand? So, but I guess in that sense, actually, you know what? That might actually prove your point, because, at least for black people, black people love the Democratic Party. That's a fact. But the America we're supposed to be in is the America where we like it. We like when they speak to us on the campaign trail. We put them in there and we put belt to ass when they mess up. That's what I really mean. But with Donald Trump, he can do no wrong. That's my problem with y'all and Trump. Actually, you know what's funny? Trump supporters scare me more than Trump. I've been saying that. Trump supporters scare me more than Donald Trump himself. That's a fact. That's a fact. To be honest with you, y'all kind of created this monster, to be honest with you. If we're really going to be honest, Trump supporters created that monster. They made that man feel like he was bigger than the program, and that's why he's moving like this. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. Wow. Okay, hold on. Let me get to everybody's comment. For you shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Wake up this morning, have the best day you can have. Tomorrow's not promised to no one. Thank you, brother one. Ooh, I like that. Hold on. No, we're going to bring it back like a... Oh, no, we can't even say that. We're going to bring it back because I like this message right here. Hold on. For you shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. We woke up this morning. Have the best day you can have. Tomorrow's not promised to no one. Thank you. Hey, that's a fact. Get a job. Nigga, I just came from work, bro. What do you think? Bro, look at my clothes. Hey, don't even disrespect. Who's that? Who said that? Who said that? Get a job? First no? You better stop, bro. I'm on the clock right now, bro. Stop it. Trump is worship, but why? WTF? Yes, Trump is worshipped. Yeah, that's why I say he's more like the supporters that worship him are scarier than him himself. That's why I say that. You know what I mean? You're only as powerful as the people will let you be. But here's the thing, though. If the people give you too much power, you can get to a point where they could never get it back. You can get to a point where they could never get it back. You understand? Trump is a worship. Trump, let's go. Okay. Why? Truth be told, Trump is finished. No, Trump's not finished. Trump's not finished. It's going to take a little bit more time because he's not finished. People love him. I know this dude. Oh, you know me? Keep it on the hush. Keep it on the hush, Bass. Keep it on the low. Big facts. Blinker. Bligger. Oh, okay. The trolls are in the building. He's trying to make himself president for life. And that's another thing. Yo, let me tell you why Trump, who said that? Trump is finished? Grant Hindle. You said Trump is finished? Let me prove you wrong real quick. This comment right here, he's trying to make himself president for life. Bro, Donald Trump, as soon as he said he was running for a third term or saying, yo, I'm third, like, they was pushing that third term, like he's going to be president again. The moment I saw people agreeing with that, that's when I said to myself, he can do no wrong. They do want a dictator. They do want a king. They worship everything he does. He's not finished. He's not finished. Because if he can say that to people and people say anything other than, hey, yo, get this man the F out of here before he destroys the entire country and turns it into a dictatorship. If he can say that, if he can pretty much say, hey, I want to rule over America in a dictator and in a dictating fashion or whatever, and the entire country doesn't erupt in like what the F's, then yo, bro, he can't lose, bro. He can't lose. He's gonna be at the top, bro. I promise you. I promise you. His supporters are definitely worse than him. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. The keeper. That's what I'm saying, bro. His supporters is what. But I don't. But here's the thing, though. I change a little bit. I don't talk down on Trump supporter. At least I try not to. I try not to. Let me not say I don't, because I try to. Because sometimes y'all be pissing me off, or what? Just like the Democrats too. But but it's very important that we don't alienate people, because that's how Trump won. Let me tell you how Trump won. All right. Let me tell you how Trump won. So you remember when Hillary Clinton said the deplorables? Honestly, like. That right there, you remember how they flipped it when she called the Trump supporters deplorable? You remember how they flipped it and how it resonated in terms of, you remember how Trump supporters and the Trump campaign flipped it? It was like, yo, look how they think about us. So the reason why it's very important for you not to isolate and alienate people who think radically different from you is because you actually empower them when you do that. You understand? So when you talk down on a certain group long enough, they are just going to wait patiently until someone comes along that they resonate with, and they don't really care what that person got going on. Like that person can do 9 things that go against what that voter is voting for him for, but that one thing where it speaks to like Trump, remember, he won off of being like a regular guy, a businessman, not a politician. When people see, oh, no, he's just like me. The rest of these other guys was looking down on me. Trump coming in from a totally different world. He represents me. When people see that, they're more attached to him. And because this is a little bit confusing. They're more attached to him, not necessarily because of him, but because of the way people was pushing that voter away. Like for instance, when I told you Donald like people are happy Trump sent in the military to clean up the streets. You should be more pissed at your current politicians for having it get to the point where the military has to come out and clean up the streets. You understand? So it's just like, so it's like if you oh God, I'm losing it. If hold on. Trying to get himself. Oh fuck. Oh damn, I lost my trader. And I was fucking getting it too. I've been huffing paint all day. That's the problem. Oh yes, okay. How he won. Yeah. So he won off of the hate. He didn't win off of the love for Trump. He won off of the hate of the politicians. So he was just like he came in there at the right place at the right time. People wasn't necessarily looking to go with his policies. They was just looking to say F you to the current establishment. So that's why it's very important. Now I'm getting it back. My apologies, bro. I've been working all day. So it's just like he didn't win off of the love for Trump. He won off of the hate that people had for everything else that was going on. And that's why I remember being like a lot of people, I think with the LGBT, I think Democrats really effed themselves up with the LGBT stuff. I think they really did. I think they chose a hill to die on that not everybody was willing to do. And they said to themselves, yo, like my religion doesn't allow. Like a lot of people, believe it or not, they would be Democrat if it solely wasn't for the LGBT stuff. That's a fact. That's a fact. You know what I mean? There's certain things that there's no compromising on. You feel what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me get to your comments. The summer before the election, he had Orphan visit Mar-a-Lago to give him Dictator less. He had O'Brien. Okay. Um, which is what happened with Biden. He won because of Elon. Nah, bro. Nah, he didn't. Nah, that's a nah. You gotta look it up. Read about it. Trump won. He got all of those. I call them hicks, but I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean like the people in the rural areas in fucking North Carolina in the mountains and like people that people look down on. He won because of them. He won because people was like, oh, nah, this is a regular guy. This guy's like it wasn't. I mean, money helped, but trust me, he won because people wanted a change. He won because people was upset about the current issue, not because they was proud. Like what Trump never even, he doesn't even come out with policy. Like Trump doesn't even come out with policies like that. He's not like, oh, the only thing I really ever heard him say was like, yo, we're gonna build the wall. You know what I mean? Like in terms of specifics. You feel what I'm saying? Like everything else is just like abstract and like we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. But bro, it's not because of the policies. It's because of the policies that other people had put in that now people are tired of. That's a fact, bro. Easy, what up, broski? Crystal, girl, you know I'm out here cooling, moving and grooving. Shout out to Crystal, man. Oh yeah, I seen your comment too. I was busy. I gotta respond to that, man. Shout out to Crystal in the building. Shout out to you, mama. You know it's always a party when you pull up. Woke liberals lost. Nah, but no, America, listen, it's not about winning or losing. It shouldn't be, man, never mind. But yeah, you got it. No, he won because of Elon. Okay, I read that. All right. Well, hey, man. Damn, I've been on here for I'm bugging. I've been on here for 1 hour and 5 minutes. What the fuck? I'm out of here. That's it. Appreciate y'all pulling up on the kid, man. Shout out to Crystal, Ben J, Michael, Jesus is King. I remember you. Y'all gotta subscribe. You know what I mean? Because I'm only here for a good time, not a long time. You feel me? So your boy out here moving and grooving. I got way too much stuff to do to be doing an hour live. Bro, I was supposed to be taking a break, bro. They say breathe easy, gotta go back to work. Breathe easy, gotta get a job, bro. Come on, man. Catch you later. Yeah, I'll catch you later, Crystal. Let me read this last one. Have a blessed day. You can have tomorrow, not promised to no one. Thank you. One love, man. I'm out of here. Look up Maria Bunta. All right, I'll check it out. Y'all know the vibes. Like and subscribe at the same damn time. I'm out of here, baby. Breathe easy, man.